Alrighty boys, welcome back to another step-by-step video. Now today's video is going to be on Warden. To get us started in today's video, I had two Nitrous cells that I wanted to show you guys. So this first one's going to be on Wine Cellar for when the enemy team opens up the boiler wall. Right here I go ahead and toss my Nitrous cell out when the wall gets open. Unfortunately I'm going to get traded out after I toss my Nitrous cell. However, you could use that as an opportunity to get inside a boiler after the wall gets open. And this next one's going to be when you sit on the default camera for outside of the solar repel for Chalet, and you pretty much just wait for anybody to start rappelling up the side of the building. And the idea is that most people in this game are gonna try to punch that window when they rappel up to the solar windows. Basically they're gonna go all the way up to the top, and then they're gonna punch the window, so you preemptively toss your Nitrous cell out just before they hit the window, and you basically get yourself a free kill in that way. Now next up I wanted to talk about how Warden's actually played. Now a lot of people use Warden where they're just going to be like running around with SMG-12 and they're just going to be trying to like take gunfights. I actually think that's the worst way to play Warden, because one of the main reasons why Warden is so powerful is because he has such a really strong crit kit. He has the shotgun, he has the SMG-12, you have the option of shield or Nitrous cell, and personally I feel like in most cases it's going to be better to run shield on him, because usually when you have shield with Warden you have a lot of like little plays where you're going to be able to play Warden and play your shield and then play like your shotgun or your SMG-12 behind that shield, so that way you're getting even more advantage during gunfights. But it also really just depends on the bomb site and what kind of setup that you're going to be going for. Now right here we're going to be on Oregon top floor here. Now typically I play an attic when I do play Warden. However, since two of my teammates are already playing inside of attic, I'm going to go ahead and play in kids here. The main goal that I'm looking for here is to make sure this Ram can't jump into the big window. Like I said, we have the SMG-12 in this position, so if Ram tries to force her way in with flashes or whatever she wants to do, we're going to be able to easily be able to win this gunfight, just because of the nature of the SMG-12 being a headshot machine, being able to kill people faster than they can actually, you know what I mean, like do anything about it. Now what is happening in the background here is my Jaeger actually goes and rotates the small tower to jump out on the ramp for big window. Luckily it does end up working, so we go ahead and get a free kill for big window. We don't have to worry about it anymore in this position. There is going to be one more guy going over to white stairs in this position. Now there's a couple of ways of going about playing this position. I think a lot of people would probably drop the hatch here and try to flank, which is a valid option. However, I decided it would be better for me to stay in sight and make use of the SMG-12 here. I'm going to go ahead and light up one guy who tries to charge into the breach, which makes sense because our clash rotated back, so it makes sense for someone to try to walk into the breach in this position. Now what we're going to end up seeing here is that Nomad's going to go ahead and charge past my clash here to rotate into games, and then luckily he's going to go ahead and charge into my kids here for me to be able to get a free kill onto him. And then the Thermite that did walk in earlier for the main wall here, we're going to go ahead and get a free kill onto him, because we're going to expect him to be walking into the breach in this position. And then the last guy in this position is actually going to be a Blackbeard. He's going to charge up the white stairs for some reason. Oh, you know what? I actually know why he put his shield on his back. When you get zapped by Clash when you're playing Blackbeard, you actually can't like shoot your gun at all. Like you can't do anything basically. Like you can't ADS, you can't zoom in, like you can't do anything. So I actually understand now why he has his gun on his back in that position, or a shield on his back in that position. Now next up we're going to be talking about one of the major power positions that you can do when you play Warden. Now honestly I probably should have started the video with this clip in particular, because this is actually a really good example of how to play Warden properly. Because the thing you guys gotta understand is you gotta understand that Warden's basically like an unmovable force. There's technically not really like an easy way for you to actually be able to kill Warden like ever. Now right here there's gonna be a Monty that tries to walk in onto me. However, since he's not, like, he is a shield, but he doesn't actually have a way of actually meleeing me in that position. So all I do right there is I just go ahead and shoot the incendiary pipe behind him. This is gonna force him to push up onto me and also make him panic, because it basically cuts off his retreat. I'm in his face, he's gonna unshield. I go ahead and lean to the left and just collect myself a free kill. He gets injured in one shot, and then the incendiary pipe finishes him off. Now they are going to go ahead and get my shield here, unfortunately, but we are once again in one of those power position places where we're going to be using the shotgun. Now right here it's very important to use the shotgun and not the SMG-12, and the reason why is because the shotgun is going to give us a more higher likelihood of getting kills on people that do decide to swing us. You're going to see here our Capital tries to swing. Now right here I think his idea was that he was going to basically capital fire boiler so that way he could walk up. However, since I was playing close instead of backing up in that position, because like I said, they got my shield, so it would logically make sense for me to back up in that position, go to pillar, and then reset the position. But what we can do is, since we are Warden, is we can actually take the 50-50 gunfights where we play the shotgun. It's not really 50-50 gunfights, because what's going to end up happening is that the enemy team has to pre-fire me to be able to win their gunfight, and all I have to do is wait for them to show themselves and then just tap them with the shotgun. That's all I have to do. Remember, Warden is also 3 armor, so the enemy team has to pre-fire. They have to land a headshot, or there's no way to actually kill me in this position. This is the other nice thing with this power position, is that if there's nobody on your trench door and somebody walks up from the big garage for the long hallway by the fridge, the idea is that you sit on the corner, you don't peek. You could ego challenge if you really want to, like you could hold it with your SMG-12. But I think it's much safer to just wait for audio of the enemy team walking up in this position, and then you swing with your shotgun to collect yourself a free kill. Right here, there's another guy that's going to be on my trench here. It's very easy to hear audio of people being on your trench here. I'm going to go and swing aggressively when I hear him actually on the door here and get myself a free kill on an Ash that tried to prone peek me. Almost a good attempt to kill me here, but we're going to go ahead and collect that kill. And then the last guy in this position is actually going to be over by West Main. He's going to try to hug the wall here, and this is going to be the one time I do bring out the SMG-12 because I knew he was there. Technically, I could have did the same play again where I just waited for a little bit of audio and then swung with my shotgun. However, since I knew exactly where he was in that position, I can go ahead and make a play where I'm just going to swing aggressively with SMG-12 and collect myself a free kill onto him with a pre-fire. That's one of the other things that I feel like I notice a lot of people doing a lot these days with SMG-12 is that they just shoot in a general direction of a person and just pre-fire. The crazy part is too is that it works a lot because of the rate of fire of the SMG-12. Like if you just aim in the general direction of somebody with the SMG-12, even if you're like not particularly good with the recoil or anything like that, you can actually get headshots on the people as long as you aim in their general direction. It's probably just like the way that the game is coded right now with the SMG-12, because since it has that high rate of fire, the game just thinks that you're trying to go for somebody's headshot, even if you're not going for it, you know what I mean? Like I notice this so much. Like I watch a lot of like lower ranked players use the SMG-12, and a lot of the times they like will just shoot in somebody's general direction, like with no intention of actually like hitting their head or knowing that they're there or anything like that, and it'll just get like a random head tap. It's just because of the nature of how the gun works. Now right here, we're gonna be playing the theme park second floor bomb site for bunks here. Now the enemy team does have a blitz here. They're going to be pushing through cafe. The idea here that we got to do in this position is that we need to basically position ourselves to make sure this blitz has no walk-up play, and to make it so that he has no play in general to basically open up the position. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and first of all make the blitz passive in this position. We're going to swing aggressively. We're going to kill one of the people behind him, and then once we kill the person behind him, which was a Twitch, we're able to swing aggressively for the blitz. But the blitz knows that, so he's going to go ahead and try to charge one of my teammates that was on top yellow. Luckily for me, I knew that I had to get aggressive on the blitz since I just killed the teammate that was playing with the blitz in that position. So the blitz naturally is going to have to get aggressive there, or else there's not really a good chance of him winning, because long story short, from his perspective, if he doesn't kill the top yellow guy, there's not really a way for him to win unless he just pistol whips me, but that's not going to work if I have the SMG-12 versus the pistol. Now in this position here, we're in a nice 3v2 position. One of the last two guys in this position is actually going to be over by cafe, and the other guy's by the waiting double. Now right here I'm playing in a nice little rat spot here. All we're doing in this position is waiting for a little bit of audio of somebody walking up, just like before on the power position for Chalet. You're going to see here he's going to drone. He's not going to notice me in this corner. We're going to get audio for it, and then we're going to swing aggressively. Right here, this is another one of those positions again where if I had my shotgun out, it would have worked perfectly fine as well. But we're going to go ahead and use the SMG-12 here, shoot in his general direction, get a very lucky headshot, and basically secure the round right here, because the last guy in this position is going to go ahead and die to my teammate here, and we're going to secure the round right there. Honestly, I'm one of those guys that I probably hate on the SMG-12 like very consistently, but I wanted to make this video for you guys anyway, because I feel like if you actually play Warden like as like an anchor or as like a power position type of operator, there's not really anything the enemy team can actually do to like kill you unless you like just straight up sell, I'm gonna be honest. Because just cause like how strong his kit is, like with SMG-12 shotgun combo, like you just like you're just winning most of your gunfights. I'm going to be honest, guys. Like, there's not many attacker guns in the game right now that can actually match you in a close quarters engagement, if that makes sense, which makes warding during these like power positions just like really overpowered in my opinion right now. Right here I'm going to be showing you guys this nice little interesting nitrous cell you guys can do where you toss it through the rails in the floor here, and you're going to go ahead and toss it outside the kitchen window. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get the kill here, so we're going to go ahead and just hold this aggressively here. This is one of the ways that people like, one of the ways that people like to open up the kitchen hatch is that they go ahead and they upside down rappel for the kitchen window, or they hop into the window and then they try to get the hatch like that. Luckily for me, this guy doesn't upside down rappel. He just goes ahead and hops in. I'm going to go ahead and shoot him through the floor there and get myself a very easy kill. After I kill this Habana here, the enemy team is going to try to make some kind of play for blue here. It's actually a walk-up for Secret as well as Oil Pit here. We're going to go ahead and injure the Oil Pit guy, and then we're going to go ahead and get audio of one guy walking down Secret. We're going to go ahead and swing aggressively here to get a kill onto the Secret guy as we go ahead and finish off our kill for Oil here. And then in this position, the last two in this position are going to be actually pushing over by the main stairs here. And so all we got to do now here, it's once again that same thing that I was talking about before, is we're just going to be waiting for audio, and then we're basically just going to be swinging aggressively for anybody that's walking into the bomb site. So right here, the enemy team is going to be going towards Moto doorway. Now this angle in particular, if you are in like really high champ lobbies, there is a very high chance that when somebody walks in, if they wide swing this, they might pre-fire you. So I wouldn't hold this super aggressively how I am here if you are playing in a very competitive lobby. However, what ends up happening here is that since I know that people do like to pre-fire this, I actually end up just going ahead and getting audio for the hallway here, and it's the same thing as before. We just wait for the audio of somebody walking up, we swing aggressively, get ourselves a free kill. Last guy in this position is going to be Church. I'm going to go ahead and just chill in this position. It's the same concept again. All we're doing here is just waiting for audio of somebody going into the hallway. The one thing that you guys should know about this hallway is that it's very narrow, so all you have to do is just pre-fire down this hallway. And like I said before, guys, when you pre-fire down a hallway with the SMG-12, a lot of the times the game will just register you hitting a headshot onto somebody. I don't know why it works like that, but it's probably the number one gun in the game for getting like these most like random headshots when you're not even going for headshots, all because you just aim in their general direction. And I think the reason why it happens is because of the fire rate, if you want me to be honest with you. That's why I think personally that Ubisoft should drop a nerf on this gun. Like, they either need to nerf the fire rate or they need to nerf the magazine size. But if they just leave it alone, like don't change the recoil, don't do anything with it, it's gonna like stay busted for like forever pretty much. Now next up we're going to be over on Skyscraper here. Now honestly I didn't really talk about it that much, but primarily when you're playing Warden, your main job is to focus on like making rotates, making head holes, like making like little angles for your team, and then you're reinforcing for the most part. Now one of the things that I'm going to go for here is I'm going for a Nitrous cell on the top floor for Skyscraper here. We're on the T-bomb site. The enemy team usually, in most ranked games, are going to go over to this like karaoke window. One of the plays that I like to do is to sit close to that window, hold my Nitrous cell out pre-ripped in my hand. They punch the window and then I toss my Nitrous cell out. It doesn't always get a kill, but sometimes it does, so I do feel like it's worth trying whenever you have an inkling that somebody's going to go up to that window early on in the round, because it could be an easy way of getting yourself a very early first pick. Now, what's going to end up happening here is there is actually going to be another guy that's going to end up going to that karaoke window. What I'm actually going to do in this position is that since I am using SMG-12, like I said, guys, all you really need to do is just be in the rough ballpark of where somebody's head is. Right here, I gave this guy audio that I was close on his window, so he's going to actually try to do a play where he tries to nade me out of my position, but that actually opens up a play for me to just wide swing him in this position to get myself a free kill. There is going to be a guy that's going to be on my top black doorway after we kill the karaoke window guy. I'm going to go ahead and swing aggressively to help out my Frost that's playing the doorway. In that position, the guy that was trying to go for my Frost there got way too aggressive trying to kill him, so we're able to just swing aggressively, and since we're using the SMG-12 in such a close quarters environment, we're just going to go ahead and pick ourselves up a very, very easy kill right there. The last guy in this position is going to go ahead and bait, and then he's going to proceed to jump off the roof of the building here, and then we're going to go ahead and secure the round. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's step-by-step video. Hopefully it helped out you guys, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace!